Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Suzerain. The 2.0 amendment update just came out a couple of days ago on Steam, and this is our Let's Play series at the very beginning. This is episode number 2 of our Let's Play series. We're just getting started in this choose your own adventure sort of RPG game that I absolutely adore and think is one of the best strategy games out there. I guess it's kind of a strategy game, whatever it is. I think it's one of the best games out there, and yeah. Anyway, the guys, we're returning to this series. We're just about to get our first economic update from our advisors, and this was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel. So without further ado, we'll jump right back into this thing. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts below, and catch you guys at the end. Simon Hall, Gus Manager, and Leas Graf were about to arrive at the White Room for a scheduled economic meeting. Now, also as a reminder for those of you who are just joining, our plan is to go hard. Our plan is to be a brutal dictator, and in our first meeting, we already started letting our chief advisor and our friend in on that. We want to eliminate the Supreme Court's power while maintaining the presidency's power. And fuck anybody who opposes us. We'll support, you know, the radicals if we have to. Okay, so Leos Graf were about to arrive at the White Room for a scheduled economic meeting. This is the room where the Maroon Palace and all the important meetings were held. Two assistants arrived first carrying a heavy projector. They stood with it by the door waiting for the ministers to enter. From the hallway I heard Leos Graf's voice. She was using the patent? Almost motherly tone she often used in heated arguments. Gus, do you really think that such an economically advanced area is in more need of investment than Agneland? Leas, my interior minister, strode in. She was clad in shades of brown and beige, and only spot of color of a bright yellow dasnorist crossed her neck. Gus followed close behind. Don't be an idiot, Leas. What about the unemployment crisis in the greater Holsord and Gelsland regions that are going through? These areas are our economic heartland. Gus curled his hands into fists. The Minister of the Agriculture and Rural Development's temper hadn't changed since his days in the Alfonso administration, but neither had his reputation for getting things done. His far-reaching network of connections was unlike any other. Simon Hall quickly stepped between the two ministers without looking at either of them. He cleared his throat. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm very well and motivated, Mr. Rayne. It seems our ministers are feeling the same. I can clearly see that. What was the discussion about? Just as expected. How's it going? It's looking good, sir, although there seems to be a lot of work that requires attention, especially about lifting people out of poverty. Certainly a challenge. I'm feeling fairly confident about the current state of affairs. We've already begun restructuring local governments and introducing new safety measures. Off to a good start. If there's anything you need help with, reach out to me. Of course, Mr. President. Good to know. Thank you, Mr. President. Now I would like to show you my latest economic situation. Simon pulled a silk handkerchief out of his pocket and briefly wiped his glasses. My staff and I have compared a comprehensive analysis of every blah 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 blah. Okay. Simon, what happened to the new police station construction in Estord? While going through his briefcase, he paused for a moment to answer. It got stalled due to a government property boundary issue. I've been meaning to look at it. I can take a look at that one. Estord needs all the security he can get. Sure, more time to spend on analysis. His eyes glittered when he finally found the slides he was looking for. There's been some developments about the Sordish Wren losing further value today. We've been trying to stabilize it with the central bank. The recession of '51 put enormous pressure on the economy, resulting in the collapse of the value of our currency. The entire situation was a significant cause of concern for our administration. What do you like to know about the current economic situation? What's our GDP and debt situation? Current GDP is 310 billion and the debt is 427 billion. It's hard to fathom that we lost nearly 150 billion in wealth in the past 3 years. What's our unemployment and inflation rate? Unemployment has skyrocketed and is now a staggering 16%, and the inflation is at a relatively high rate of 10%. Yep, we're a developing economy. Don't forget that. Unemployment is increasing, crime and drug use. We need to get the people off the streets. The inflation isn't helping our average citizen either. What's the status of the recession? The economy's been in a recession of about 6% in the past year. The average GDP, oh my God, that's horrible. That's not a recession, that's a depression. That's a bad one. The average GDP has dropped from 15,454 to 10. Oh my God. People have lost a third of their wealth or income? Jesus. In the last 2 years? The administration's success depends on our ability to stop the sooner we can reach GDP growth, the better. Okay. Okay. As you can see, the situation is alarming, but not everything is negative. The extensive privatization program of Alfonso and key foreign direct investments left us with a large budget surplus, which we can use to stabilize the crisis. The primary subject we need to settle on is what general path we'll take in our term. Solonomics based on nationalization happened in the 30s, and Alfonso's privatization begun during the end of the 40s. What will our administration focus on? One of our main priorities was to promise a free market economy to stop the recession. To be frank, I believe it is the only way out of the recession. I still do not support it. Why promote the private sector when we have qualified state-owned enterprises? Because the lack of competition has made them inefficient. What are the consequences of the free market? There's not many, but one could say we're much more likely to be influenced by the world economy. It's important to think about the subjects because of the upswing in the economy will reflect good on us too. Yes, and when the global economy crashes down, we with it. Yeah, that's true. Structural problems of Solonomics were going to lead to a recession according to the predictions at the time anyway. Either way, if we pick one of the doctrines, we retain the option to make economic choices on a case-by-case basis. That's not recommended in my point of view. The last thing we need is a chaotic economic plan. Chaos is I don't know. I'll be chaotic if I want to be chaotic, you pieces of shit. Get out of here. Finally, someone we can both agree on. Superpowers. We might have won the election, but I'm still against aligning ourselves with any superpowers. Economically speaking, we are much more closer to Arcasia than the United Cantana, so a decision to align with West makes more sense. We must be very cautious. There are schemes being devised, schemes we know not about. We cannot give in to their wants, now or in the future. Otherwise, our country will turn into a pawn. I want you to reconsider your promise to align with Arcasia. I made a promise to the people of Sordland I won't back down. Don't worry, I won't let Arcasia control Sordland. Entering the sphere of Arcasia will help boost our economy in many ways. They are wealthy and influential. Well, so we went aggressive in the last meeting. We'll go a little softer, okay? Let's listen. All right, I hear you. All right, I'll listen. Let's see what the future brings. Mr. President, we have made a promise. Gus, just shut up. People want to trust the president. What kind of an example would we set for future generations? I just said we'd see what happens. I didn't say anything else. We should attract more foreign investment, Mr. President. We saved the country from a full-on depression in 52 and 53 by signing lucrative No, you didn't save the... Gus. You just admitted the economy fell by 30% in 2 years. You didn't save the economy from anything. Like, what the fuck? You're a nutcase. Lucrative trade deals with the nations of Rizia, Lesbia. They really worked Rizia in. I don't know that Rizia was in the game before. I certainly don't remember it, but maybe I'm just seeing everything Rizia now because of the DLC that's coming. Not get ahead of ourselves, Minister Whiskey will be in charge of informing us on those type of foreign policy decisions. We must first decide on our internal economic plan. I don't know yet, artists. I just want more power. Thanks, Soul. Planned economy for the boom. It clearly shows the success of the system. Oh, so I didn't realize Soul was a planned economy guy. Would a free market focus bring us stronger allies? It would make Arcasia look at our country in a more positive light, and they're proponents of the free market. What's the long-term economic schedule? Picking a construction company, trade relations, tax reform, and privatization initiatives would be some of them. Sticking to a solid planned economy strategy will be the right call. The 5-year plans were fruitful in the past. So I was Sol's supporter, but I said we'd be free market capitalist. So I guess we have to go with that. Betrayed by his party. Well, Gus, I worked against him, remember? Shh. Critical institutions must remain in state control. We must be fully responsible in delivering services. We should look at opportunities like privatization to create financial resources. Market economy doesn't require as much guidance and could help us attract foreign capital. It's hard to fully agree or disagree with these options. That's a non-answer. Should look at opportunities like privatization to create financial resources. Do we want to keep the commanding heights and control of the state? Market economy doesn't require as much guidance and could help us attract foreign capital. Sure, we'll say that. Promote a free market economy as we promised. I can't say I agree with this. All right, Lels, you already knew about the campaign promises. I'm not going to break one on my first day. Rizia is not even on our border, Artis. There's like a country between us and them. Okay, policy updated. We promoted stuff. Kingdom of Rizia. King Romulus Taurus of Rizia has formally extended warm congratulations to the President Anton Rayne following his electoral success. In an official address, he praised Sordland's thriving democratic ethos, really a monarchy praising our thriving democratic ethos, and expressed a keen interest in fortifying bilateral ties under the Rayne administration. The king anticipates a future of close cooperation and mutual respect between our two nations. Yeah, but Lesbia is between us, so I guess we could communicate by sea. What's this? Blah, blah, blah. CSP and Federation of Ankara sign historic NAP. All right, so those guys are the USSR, basically. Ports, country roads, and bridges similarly suffer, so we need infrastructure in the north. That's what this is saying. Lockhaven. Sea rig maintenance, that's new. Gassam rig off the coast of Lockhaven has paused oil extraction operations for essential maintenance. The rig has been a significant contributor to our oil output. There was nothing about oil previously. I think that's one of the new storylines, is there's like this Gazprom, basically, storyline. The recession has led to a reduction in rail assets. Okay, we need more railways. Additionally, farmers are now accepting more generous credit allowances from the government that was left over from the Alfonso administration. Yay, more crops, food. Increasing unemployment. Booming wine demand in Borean. Okay. That's good for the local economy, I guess. Oops. Media strategy. What's the GNP Tourism Act? Aims to enhance cultural and tourism appeal of several cities. Okay. Police report on a fire. Fire broke out at the Academic Administration Building of Holsworth State University. The initial report from the chief of police indicates near to complete destruction of employee records from 1890 until now, along with original copies of internationally recognized academic research destroyed. The extent of the damage is worse than expected. It's not like it's a Alexandria library fire or anything, right? People view the need for democratic reform in the government structure has changed over the last decade. Reformist propaganda from the leader of the People, Freedom of Justice Party, Franz Richter, have resulted in massive increases in demand for democratic reforms. It is estimated that currently 55% of the population reformed. Fuck that. Fuck reforms. Give me dictatorship. Because I'm the leader. Okay. Freezing temperatures recorded. Some nationalist violence. Media strategy, go! Iron Priest, what you giving me this little torch revolutionary? You gonna overthrow me? By the way, Spoo, thanks for the follow. Lucian and Peter arrive at my office and talk about recent developments in the media strategy. They both took their seats across from me. All right, maybe we'll go a little gentler on Lucian. We won't start screaming about how we want more power. I agree, Arda. 55% of the population are mistaken. They need further education. Tell me more. The initial report from the Whole Sword police chief indicated a potential arson case. In accordance with the protocol, Swordlish Intelligence Directorate has been called. Is the SID really necessary for this? Why would anyone hit the archive of a university in the first place? I see no logical move there. It seems like the chief suspects foreign sabotage. They've informed us that a large section of the archive has been destroyed, including tens of thousands of globally recognized research documents in original by the great thinkers of our people. I mean, if they were so great, like, why weren't they being used by other people? Why weren't there more copies? It's a shame so much knowledge was lost. Back to Peter's point, if it was arson, what could the motive have been? We need to support our education system to make new discoveries in the future. Yeah, okay. What would the motive be? The fact that the employee records have been destroyed along with research documents raises further questions. Ooh, spies. Perhaps they're trying to destroy evidence of spies. Luckily, most original copies of other universities, some international libraries, the first education of my favorite book, the first edition of my favorite book, The Geopolitics of Sordland by Herman Equal was destroyed too. Oh no. Maybe it was a freak accident. More importantly, Lucien mentioned that Marcel Cortani contacted him. Ooh, did he destroy it to, like, get rid of some corruption evidence or something? He's offered to meet with you, Mr. President. Why should I meet with him? After passing of his father, he may he rest in peace, Marcel aims to become the next CEO of Haas Conglomerate. He mentioned a productive collaboration. They're a powerful, influential media company conglomerate. To start with, they own Sordland Today's newspaper, which means it would be wise to have them on our side. What does this productive collaboration entail? He did not wish to explain the details over the phone, but rather in person. I believe I will be receiving a call from him sometime soon. However, as Peter said, they have substantial power over what the content of the media outlets, headline radio shows, would be offering. So he wants in return, we'll need to understand. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to determine our general approach to media. Dude, didn't Peter, like, spearhead my campaign? I would hope he has some media idea. There's two ways we can approach the media. One of them is by influencing it, which has clear advantages. The other one is keeping it independent. The media is a tool to be used. I agree. Media plays a huge role in adapting public opinion toward our views and policies, while helping avoid damage from scandals or mistakes. While I do acknowledge that this will sound a bit harsh, I certainly believe that our perspective, knowledge, and experience allows us to have superior judgment compared to the average sort of citizen. I like the way that Lucian is thinking. This is a man that a dictator should rely on. Someone with that kind of mindset, the media. Listen, the people don't know what's good for them. I alone know what's good for them. I share your opinion, Lucian. Peter, I concur. Even if we don't use it, we should be able to have control over it. You both are aware of my certain expertise with public opinion swaying. I will make sure the media is on our side. 2 knocks are heard at the door. Please come in. Livia Suno, my new secretary, entered the office. Her dark curls bounced as she crossed the room to my desk. She spoke with a slight lilt in her voice. Excuse me, Mr. President. Mr. Galad's secretary has been calling me and wants me to relay a message. Marcel Corntani, the new CEO for Haas Conglomerate, is on the line for Mr. Galad. Well, the ball is in our court now. Would you like to talk to him, sir, or would you like me to? I'll talk to him. Connect the line to my office. Right away, sir. We'll be buddy-buddy. Hello, Marcel. Greetings, Mr. Rayne. It's Mr. President to you, you piece of shit. Get the cops in there. Arrest this guy. I know your time is valuable, so I will not waste any of it. I was just elected CEO of Haas. My strategy in running of the conglomeration will be different than my father's. This is why I'm offering a partnership deal regarding our media branch. I would like to formally invite you to my resort near Contret for a meeting to discuss the details. Thank you for the offer. I would be interested in a meeting. I'm not committing to anything. I just want a meeting. Oh, yeah, sorry, Hauser. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Well then, I'll let you return to your packed schedule. See you later, Mr. President. See you later, Mr. Cortani. Oh, it's not Marcel anymore? I'll set things up right away. Expect a worthwhile meeting next month. I wonder if he is a bull. Okay. Peter's such a boob. Okay. Good work, Marcel. Keep it up. I'm trying to stream a bit more frequently, so, you know, maybe we'll continue streaming this tomorrow as well. Who knows? We'll see. Today was a good day at work. I had a big meeting, went well. Feeling a little bit energized. Got a good night's sleep last night. Maybe this is the historical gamer streaming 2.0. Maybe we will make it a consistent thing for more than like 2 weeks. What's this? Kurutu. The Republic of Kurutu congratulates President Anton Rayne on his recent electoral victory. Chancellor Enos Ermor, blah blah blah, Sordland's democratic process and the peaceful transition of power, emphasizing shared values. Okay. Declining energy output at the Valgan Dam. Why? The Valgan Dam, a critical energy resource for Sordland, has been experiencing a reduction in its energy output due to its age. The dam's aging infrastructure is proving less efficient, affecting the ability to maintain previous levels of energy generation. This decrease could impact the region's energy supply if not addressed promptly. Plans for refurbishment or modernization of the dam could be proposed in the future if necessary. Yeah, let's do that. Tourism potential in Ribery. Ribery is a rich historical site, unique culture, and natural beauty, has untapped tourism potential. However, the city lacks the necessary infrastructure and promotional activities to become a fully fledged tourist destination. Local officials are actively seeking to further support develop Ribery's tourism sector. Any strategic plans for Ribery's development will require focus on infrastructure and the promotion of its attractions. Boosting tourism could significantly enhance the city's economy and create numerous job opportunities. Blow up the dam and blame the neighboring country? I don't know if we want to cut off a major source of our electricity right before a war, cannibal. All right, so mega infrastructure choice. What else is here? Sid joins the HSU fire investigation. The area is cordoned off from the public to discover further evidence. Party committee report. The Reform Committee reports any potential changes to the Constitution will start an expansion of executive powers will likely result in strong opposition from the People, Freedom, and Justice Party. However, Carousel Kilmer of the National Front Party seemed to be interested in working together with the committee. Hell yeah. Nationals, so they're fascist. Okay. Well, we do want to expand our powers, so we'll see. The members of the Assembly in support of such direction currently seem low, but possibly make up a huge majority in the Grand National Assembly. If conservative support can be taken, the reformist wing of the United Sordland Party seems reluctant about supporting such change. Guys, don't you want your guy in power forever? The CFB bill has passed by the GNA. Section 1 of this bill stipulates significant change to the methodology of public fund allocation to the political parties. The new measure replaces the previous system based on the number of votes won in the general election, with a system reliant on the proportion of seats secured by political assembly. Section 2 sets the annual financial allotment to political parties at 500,000 ren per each member of the assembly. This shift ensures that financial support from public funds aligns more closely with the party's representative influence within the legislative body. Section 3, a consequential effect of these amendments will effectively lead to substantial increase in the election budget for the USP and minor augmentation for other parties present in the assembly. This restructuring of the funding fosters a more proportional representation of the party presence within the assembly. Section 4 highlights an important consequence of this reallocation. Parties that do not meet the 10% election threshold will see their public funding effectively curtailed. This measure ensures that public resources are concentrated toward parties with a significant representation in the assembly. So, this is a big decision. We can choose effectively to kneecap any parties that don't get at least 10% of the electoral vote. That would look really bad considering we are part of the parties that would benefit. So our party, Cannibal, yes, this is in-game music. Our party would benefit from a bill that I would be signing. Opposition parties, all but maybe one of them, would lose almost all their funding. So we would effectively be making this a two-party country. Probably. Around there, maybe three parties. Alternatively, if we veto this, our party is not really hurt, but not really helped. So I guess like in theory, if we sign this, then like the nationalists that we're talking about supporting, they would probably be pissed because they probably are less than 10%. Like this is sort of like what Germany has. I think they're at 5, but basically we're like, it's a way to limit, you know, Nazis or communists or extreme parties on either end of the spectrum from gaining power. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Feels like there should be a discussion about this, right? So actually the NFP is the third largest party now. Does it tell me what their vote is? Like I wish I knew what the actual vote is So Article 50 of the Constitution, a political party needs a minimum of 10% of the total vote to win a seat. But why doesn't it tell me which parties have which? That would be more useful. Whatever, it's good for me. It's good for my party. Sign. I'm sure that's going to be like, oh my God, he's a dictator. News article. What do they have to say? Sorry, Franz Richter, you've been overruled. All right. USB hijacks elections. A new law that further expands the unfairness of our electoral system has been approved by the Grand National Assembly and was signed into law by President Rayne. The new law changes the rules of eligibility of public funds that are reserved for every political party in Sordland. Previously, funds were given on a basis of number of votes in the general election. With these changes, the funding will be given on a basis of number of seats that the political party holds. This is insane. This insane law Also results in the governing United Sordland Party share from funds to double as Anton Rayne's presidency begins. We at the Radical are already smelling the rot in Wholesword. The Wholesword elite gather for a lavish state ball. Many citizens in the country are uncertain about what the future holds, but the state has no problems with wasting taxpayer money on the right from the start. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Mega infrastructure. So the Ministry of Economy has put forward 2 bold plans for mega infrastructure projects that would help with the economic recession in the long term. Investing in projects of this scale will take some time and some portion of our budget, but could prove worthwhile if successful. Invest in mega infrastructure project, reject the plans. Yes, mega infrastructure, good. Give me that money. So we spent one of our 7 budget points on that. Do we get a meeting now to talk about it, I'm guessing? Yep. All right, so let's talk about the mega infrastructure. Let's see what we got in store for us, huh? All right, the view towards the Marken Sea from Loch Haven was nothing short of exquisite. The seaside residence, fittingly named the Blue Mansion, was large, fine, and accommodating. But enjoying the luxurious mansion wasn't the main reason of our visit. We gathered that the economic team here to discuss the new infrastructure investment projects. Half an hour had already passed since the start of the meeting. Unfortunately, I did not even have a chance to have my usual afternoon coffee. Well, I'm sorry, Anton, but I'm going to have coffee for you. Of course, I'm drinking coffee at almost midnight, so there's that. Looking at the view from the windows, I let my mind drift for a couple of seconds. Simon's voice brought me back into the ongoing discussion. Mr. President, we need to focus on boosting the economy as quickly as possible. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is through infrastructure projects. On the one hand, businessmen are complaining about the slow logistical rail network between Wholesword and Loch Haven. On the other hand, citizens are criticizing the lack of proper highway connection between Loch Haven and Arvory. The narrow roads by the seaside are not only dangerous, but also difficult to traverse. We need to heed the calls of the businessmen in these days of recession. We need to pick the most profitable option for economic growth, which obviously is connecting our 2 most economically powerful cities. It is not business people who are suffering now, but ordinary folk. What really matters is that your first economic act accomplishes something tangible. We must prove our capabilities. The people must know that this administration can get things done. My main fear with the city in the north is, isn't that where Rumburg is? Like, would that speed their invasion route if we go to war? No, the best way to see... No, Hauser, we are rich. We come from a wealthy family. We are not leftists in this playthrough. We must prove our capabilities. The people must know that the administration get things done. We must improve the economy of the nation and bring it out of recession. To that point, I've defined 2 important projects for your attention: the H3 Highway Project and the L1 High-Speed Railway Project. The ministry can only support one project at a time with our current capacity and budget. Let's move on to the details of each. The highway project aims to improve the abysmal state of road network in England and the region bordering Angolia. The area is home to several million Anglo-Sordish and the Sordish who currently feel neglected. There's no proper highway connection to and from England, and the mayor of Avery, Eric Neal, has been asking for bigger budget to develop the regional infrastructure. He told us that even trucks are having a hard time traveling through the main roads. The increased traffic is causing trouble for people commuting in and out of the region. I agree, this could also hurt local business. I'm not sure if this region should be a priority for us now. It is, bless their souls. I'm happy we're thinking alike on the matter. Let's take a more detailed look at the upgrade proposal. Where am I looking here? Is these roads in blue? All right, so the H3 highway route starts here in Lockhaven and then leads from there to Lenkrong up here. So from here to here. From there, it goes all the way to Arvery. As a result, the road network towards the Angolian capital, Stalport, will also improve substantially. As mayor, I saw the central government continuously neglect our country's agnosortis-dominated regions. Is this administration going to continue that kind of negligence? Our agnosortis citizens should be respected as swords like all of us. Yes, there should be no preference or separation among the Sortis citizens, meaning we should think about what's best for the country overall. It has to be pointed out that the highway would be less beneficial in the short term. I do have to disagree. It'll increase the speed of transportation throughout the region. Our citizens will be quite pleased if we successfully accomplish this. Besides, if we enter trade talks with Agnolia, they will see the investment as a positive sign. Very interesting, but I would like to hear about the railway project. Your predecessor, Alfonso, failed to deliver on this campaign promise, but now we have the opportunity to start a construction of groundbreaking railway project. As you know, our current trains cannot meet the standard of today. As many other countries adopt a new electric engine technology to power up their trains, we're falling behind. News about the new electric trains in the United Contana has piqued our interest. They too want to transport resources and material from Holsford to Lockhaven with great speed and efficiency. Okay. Please explain further. Our plan is to upgrade the old L1 line from Holsford to Lockhaven. It'll transform into a high-speed railway. Holsford's over here. The plan's construction starts right here at the capital. From there it goes to Enrica first. So here. From there it'll go to Glelsword. And it'll reach Lockhaven, our economic powerhouse. But the roadway would connect to Lockhaven too, in the north. And if we do ally with the country to the northeast, that roadway might come in handy. L1 will significantly boost the economies of newly linked cities, and even in the rural areas between Lockhaven and our primary port, so goods unloaded there will be transported to Holsford much faster. We should link these rural areas in the middle with major cities of Sordland. We're talking about the wealthiest regions and forgetting about Agneland, which needs investment far more. Businessmen in the region will be very content, which in turn will increase investment and employment. I actually like the highway plan, mainly because if this is an area that already has a railway, I question how much it'll benefit in the short term. I feel like if these areas are totally neglected, that'll actually help us out more, but I could be wrong. So let's do the highway project. Thank God, I knew you would see reason. The negotiations will begin in the middle of this year. You will be able to award the contract to a corporation of your choice. The ministry estimates that construction will be completed in 2 years. Every step going forward is executed successfully. That's a long time. Good. Is there anything else? This should be all, Mr. President. And that shall be all for episode number 2 of our look at Suzerain 2.0 update, our new Let's Play series, playing as a more dictatorial leader of this country. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please leave your thoughts down below. And without further ado, until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.